Hey, in this tutorial, we're going to create a prop for video games in Blender. This simple workflow focuses on keeping the poly count low while maintaining a clear silhouette in UVs great for texturing in real-time game engines. Step 1 here, we want to start with a clean scene and add a base cylinder. First, I'll clear the scene so we can start fresh here. Press A to select everything, then press the delete button. Now, let's go ahead and add a new mesh. Press Shift plus A for the menu, then select Mesh and select Cylinder. As soon as you add the cylinder, look to the bottom left corner of the preview window. It should say Add Cylinder. Here you can adjust the number of vertices, radius, and you can also adjust depth. Since this is a game prop, we want to keep the geometry efficient. I'll set the cylinder to 16 vertices, which gives us a nice balance between shape and performance. Now go ahead and close the panel when you're done. So now we want to shape the barrel and give it a nice silhouette. So we want to go into edit mode. Go ahead and press tab to do that. Press the number 3 to switch to face select mode. Or if you look up to the top left corner of your screen, you'll see a small face icon near that top area. It's near the viewport if you want to select it from there. Now select both the top and the bottom faces of this cylinder. You do this by holding Shift and you can select them both together. Press I to inset the faces slightly. This creates the recessed areas of the top and bottom of the barrel. Next, press E to extrude, and you want to do this inwardly, just a bit to form the lip of the barrel. If the bottom lip doesn't form correctly, simply move the extruded face into position. Easy enough. Now let's go ahead and add a small opening on the top of the barrel. Select the top face again. Press I to inset a small circle. This will be the opening. Press E to extrude. If we're going upward, let's go upward slightly to create a raised rim. Then press I one more time to inset the inner edge, and press E again to extrude, this time downward. Delete the interface so the opening is hollow. Okay, now we have our barrel almost done here. We just want to add the ring edges. So you want to select the vertical edges. You want to select one of the vertical edges. What you want to do from there is hit Control R to add a loop cut. What you'll see is a yellow highlighted loop. Slide it upward to where you need it so that you're creating the first protruding ring area of the barrel. Now switch to face mode and we'll go ahead and select the row of faces in that loop. You press E to extrude them outward just slightly. If the extrusion moves all over the place, press the Z button. This will constrain it for you and you can scale it in and out. Now what you want to do to get used to this process is go ahead and repeat the process that we just did for the bottom ring. And then you're going to add 2 additional rings near the middle. The only difference here for the middle rings is you'll need to add 2 loop cuts, and they'll have to be closer together. So the extrusions has supporting edges. This gives the barrel its classic reinforced shape. So now we're going back into object mode by clicking Tab. Then open up the Modifier tab and add a weighted normal modifier. You do this by searching for it. This keeps the edges crisp without adding any more geometry, and it also smooths out the remainder of the shape of the barrel. And this completes our modeling, as simple as that. Next, let's go ahead and unwrap this. We're going to unwrap the UVs. Go back to edit mode by pressing the tab button and then press A to select all the faces. Remember, if you're not in face mode, press the number 3 and it will go to face mode for you, and then press A. For quick UV projecting, press the U button and then select Smart UV Project. just go to the top and you'll click Workspace UV Editing. And for some, this will be good enough, what the UVs you get. And it's definitely workable, but we're going to go ahead and optimize it and take it a step further. Now, select all the faces of the barrel by clicking A. Click the hotkey U for the UV mapping tool or UV mapping menu, and then go all the way down and click Reset. This will start it all over. Now, click U again and choose Unwrap with minimum stretch. Now we have UVs that we will manually create for this game ready mesh. Okay, next we'll define clean seams here. So Alt click an edge loop running vertically up and down the barrel. Make sure only that loop is selected. So when you look in your UV window, if you see anything besides that side loop selected, go ahead and deselect that. You want to right click the barrel and click Mark Seam. You'll see the seam turn red. Now press A and then U to unwrap. Now you should now see one long rectangle barrel kind of wall looking thing in your UV window. You'll see circles for the top and bottom of the barrel too. And this layout is pretty much ideal for texturing. We're going to take it a little further. We're going to straighten this up. This way, if you wanted to tile your textures, you can easily do that. In the UV editor, you can edit UVs just like geometry. Here's a few hotkeys for you. G will move, S scale, R if you need to rotate, A, just like in the other window, will select all, and L selects one island at a time. You're going to alt click on the vertical edge, then right click and choose Align, or use the Shift W shortcut and then select Align Auto. Let's do this for every vertical edge loop. Just repeat that step. You're going to alt click the vertical edge, you're going to right click, and you're going to choose Align and then Align Auto. Once you're done, let's move on. Now select the horizontal edge loop by alt-clicking the horizontal edge and repeat the straightening process just like for the vertical edges. Now once we're done, we have nice clean panel here, a nice clean island that is easy to tile textures onto. For now, we're going to keep the UVs inside the 0 to 1 space. You're going to do that for most UVs you'll make. We're going to go ahead and pack these UVs. So you're going to press A to select all the UVs and then Control P. Or you click up on the UV menu and then click Pack Islands. This will optimize the texture space. Let's test the UVs and jump into textures. Open up the shade editor. This is up at the top. Now select your object. Check your node setup here. You should see principled BSDF in a material output node, but you don't have a UV node most likely. We're going to add a UV map input. What you're going to do is press Shift A and choose Input and then choose. We're going to add a UV map node. Press Shift plus A, look for Input, and then UV Map. Then connect it into the Checker Texture node. The way it should look now is you have a UV Map, Checker Texture, and Principled BSDF, and then the material output. This lets you visually test the UV layout in real time. As you adjust UVs, you'll see the checker pattern update instantly, helping you confirm the textile density and if you're stretching or condensing too much in certain areas. And that's it. You now have a clean, low poly, game-ready barrel prop that will perfectly work in any engine and its optimized UVs are ready for texturing. Thanks for watching and happy modeling.